All right, players' fitness. Did any players pick up a knock or anything on the weekend? And what's the prognosis on some of the girls coming back?
No, everyone looks good. So the ones that were injured, they're looking good as well. We sort of had a bit of a training session internal, a bit of a game for them to give them some minutes, and they've pulled through okay with that. So Wilkie and Carly are also starting to start getting closer and closer to getting the full medical green light and to rejoin us. So that's good. Checo went through a good in her 45. There was nothing afterwards, and nothing alarming. So that's good. So we just keep building her up as well. And it's starting to look good where everyone's being available. Everyone's on the pitch. So it's good. It's a headache for me, but it's a good headache to have.
How far away do you think Emma is from being able to start?
Again, that's the thing we need to see every session, and we base it off training as well, and so it needs to be earned. It's not something that's given. So once you get the green light, then you're available to play a full game, and then it's obviously comes down to the pitch, and that's for everyone.
The game against the Jets. Now that you've had the chance to go back and review the footage, obviously, I mean, it's a 5-1 win. You're not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but remember Amina's interview after the game, watching the game when the Jets were pressing you, specifically early on, had a bit of trouble. What were your reflections on that game?
Look, it wasn't even a reflection. So I never thought I'd be that upset or that angry at 3-0 up at half-time, going in at half-time. So we sort of had a plan. When we went with that plan, we created chances. We were in their half. We had great chances. We had a plan. We worked on that plan. And I think sometimes as a player you fall into the trap when sometimes it's a little bit too easy. We tend to complicate things. So I think that's what we've done at times. And look, they pressed us, but again, it was something that we should have dealt with. And look, it's only early into our season. We were coming off a bye. And but it's something we definitely need to improve on, because that could have easily got back to 3-2, and then all of a sudden it's a different ball game. So we've spoken about it, we've analysed it, we've looked at it, and we need a more complete performance for this weekend, definitely.
How do you get that complete performance? Is it just drilling into them to maintain focus? Do you need to get more vocal on the bench? How do you maintain that focus for 90 minutes?
Yeah, I think it's just a gradual thing, So we've got a gameplay. We want to have the ball. We want to build up, and it's just again how we recognise space. If they change something, can we recognise it as well? So it's just about teaching them. We've got young players. Danny Galich is only a 16-year-old in the midfield, and like I said before, sometimes you forget how young they are. So it's a work in progress, and it's just about But what we sort of wanted to target, it was there, and then we sort of went away from what we wanted to do, and then we got into complicated situations, and they're a good team that can punish you, and fortunately this time we weren't punished. And then on the other end, we had another 5 or 6 excellent chances that should have been probably goals as well, with back post tap-ins that we just didn't have people there, which was something again we spoke about.
And heading into this Saturday, you've got Western United, 2 teams that are 3 wins from 3 games played. It's shaping as a great contest for the neutrals and one to watch. What have you made of Western so far this season?
Oh, look, again, fantastic start. We played them in a friendly game, so we know them a little bit, although that was very, very early in the season, and the squad's very different now to what it was then. And look, they've got quality all over the pitch. They're the new kids on the block, so to speak, in their first season, and they've started very well, so they're full of confidence. We're full of confidence. It's both teams' first time at Amy Park before the derby, so we hope people come out and watch us as well, and it's a great way to go into that game, and we're really looking forward to the challenge, and it's another game that we just want to win, and we'll plan accordingly. We'll target them. We know their strengths and weaknesses, and I think it sets up for a great game on Saturday.
Is there any sense that you're going to be telling the players that they need to sort of lay down a marker and establish themselves as still the biggest team in the Melbourne block, given that Western's had such a promising start?
Look, it's not about Melbourne. It's we just focus on ourselves. So our goal, we go out, we want to win. But then football's crazy sometimes. Where we've seen throughout the World Cup, upsets happen, games go against your decisions sometimes. So it's an unpredictable. But if we keep going the way we're going, the way we play, the way we train, and with our effort, intensity, and our attitude, if we can put all that together, then every weekend we give ourselves a great chance. And our mentality is, doesn't matter who's there, we want to win. So we need to play the exact same. Doesn't matter if it's a top of the table clash at Amy Park or if we're somewhere in a suburban pitch where the lights are not working. So none of that should matter, whether we're under bright lights or under not so good lights. So we just, we need to have that mentality that we play to win, and we want to play with our style and entertain.
Obviously, this is your first season in the main chair, Dario. Last year you were an assistant. I'd be interested to know, does the length of this season, the extended length, there's ostensibly more time to build up and implement what you're wanting to do, does that change how you're approaching things? Also the way that you're managing injured players, knowing that there's a longer regular season that they need to get through?
Yeah, I think so. There's no need to rush anyone, and I think we're also in a good place where we've started well, and the players that have played have performed. So now there's no need to be hitting any panic buttons or anything like that. So we know the performance probably at parts probably a little bit in the second half, especially the start of that second half, probably about 20-25 minutes that it wasn't up to par, but that's going to happen. So it's just about when we lose momentum, how well can we handle that, how well can we wrestle momentum back and play back on our terms. So that's going to happen in a game. We want to try to control a game for 90, but that's very hard to do because the other teams also have good quality. So now it's just, again, learning. We've got a young squad, so it's more about them learning and that we progress, and we definitely don't want to rush anyone and put them in harm's way.
And I'll ask you the question, mate, that literally every person in Australian football is getting asked this week.
Yeah.
We've seen the announcement that the grand finals are moving to Sydney. You're top of the league at the moment, but if you finish top, wouldn't be able to host the grand final. What's your reaction and what's the players' reaction been?
I think at first it was a bit of a shock, I think, for everyone, because we want to be there. But then the message after, it's something it's out of our hands. So sometimes it's. And I can understand with the fans, because first and foremost, I'm a fan as well. I started as a fan as a kid, and I'm still a fan of football. I love football. But for us, our message, my message to the team was, we haven't earned that yet. So, we can be angry, like the fans are. But for us, we haven't earned that yet. Even though we're first after 3 rounds, that doesn't give you a grand final to host at home. So all the way until that semi-final, until the full-time whistle, and if you've got the number 1 ranking to host, then it's a different story. But until now, we haven't earned that yet. So we can't be too upset. But again, it's something that's out of our control, and so we can't get too focused on that.